Hello, welcome to Call to the Principal's Table. We made it through Valentine's Day. This show is dedicated to love. Love is at the heart of our mission at Spark, and this week was all about celebration of love, and I could not be more exhausted. How about you?
I am falling asleep right here at the table.
And why? Because love is a verb. It is an action. To love. We feel love, but love in action is exhausting. It's exhausting. It takes a lot of work to love, and we've got to kind of build that muscle. The heart is a muscle, and it is a workout, and it is definitely exhausting. So this week, what does that mean? We were dedicated to love all week. What did we have going on? Because you were at the helm of really developing this, Miss Mendez.
Yeah, so each day we just chose a different part of really the universe to focus on. So Monday we did love diversity, and children were able to come in, and staff, dressed up as their ethnicity, just how they would express themselves. Tuesday was love the earth, which we focused on the planet, helping the planet, flowers, grass. Wednesday was love your community, which was my favorite day, because we had each student bring in a donation for the Stony Brook Children's Hospital. So that was toys, art supplies, games. One pre-K even brought in little Band-Aids to give to the children at the hospital. So that was really cute. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and we did Love Yourself. Everyone dressed up in their fancy party clothes. We had a DJ, and that was a lot of fun. And then today was Love Spark. So everyone wore their Spark shirts, except for me, because mine was in the wash.
No time for laundry this week. Too much love going around. But I think it was interesting, Mendez, that you said your favorite day was Love the Community, because one of the things about the heart, I know the heart has a brain and has a different way of thinking about things and has its own language. And they say that we all have a love language. And I think part of your love language really is about service. To give to others, to give to a wider community is a way that you feel your love working. And maybe even the way you receive love is through service, right?
I think so, yeah.
There are different ways, and kind of the diversity of the week is so much about how do we experience love? Is it through kind words? Is it through having quality time with someone? Is it through acts of service? Is it through sharing a moment of connection with someone? Is it affection, hugs and kisses? What is your love language? Because once you know it, then it helps you to sustain that muscle.
100%.
Right? That's what keeps the blood flowing, keeps the love flowing at times when it's hard to. So I think we have a child representing each of those days,
We do.
right? So let's bring out our student representatives. Come on out.
Hello, everyone.
There's our lovely Parker. Who else? Malia we need too. Let's bring She is our diversity queen. Right over here, Malia. So who have we got here with me today? We have, and I have some of the things that you guys coordinated and worked with. We have Parker.
Hello.
Hi, beautiful.
You saw me.
And Parker, for the Love Yourself Day, made this beautiful shirt. Right, Parker? You'll be able to talk to us about that. We have Kobe representing Love the Earth Day. And Kobe's family owns Restoration Farm. He's a farmer, Kobe.
Is that why, Kobe?
So Kobe's representing Love the Earth. We have Maddie, again, one of our 5th grade student leaders, representing Love the Community. Right? And she'll tell us about that. We have Malia representing Love Diversity. Part of our Diversity Day, do you remember what we talked about at the assembly, how we're different? right?
I love it.
A lot of times we talk about how we're the same, right? Empathy training is so much about how are we the same? How do our hearts feel the same kind of feelings? But Monday was about how are we different and how can we respect those differences. And personally for me, boys and girls, I think respect comes from having good information
Or
about different types of
Or
people.
good influences.
Yeah, totally. So we talked about race, we talked about
Autism.
ethnicity, we talked about neurodiversity, people with autism. We
And-
talked a lot, and we had guests, right? We had
Olivia
Grandma
Love.
Maddie.
Olivia Love.
Olivia Price came in and she did a whole lesson on really looking at neurodiversity. And we have Sam here, our third grader, representing Spark and an appreciation for what we do. So Malia was going to start off by sharing a book that one of our kindergarten students had brought in. And we thought, oh, wow, Malia read it through and she was like, this is a good book for our show, right? So would you like to read it? It's called Whoever You Are by Mem Fox.
Ooh,
Read it nice and loud. Listen and see what you think, guys.
Got it.
Little one, whoever you are,
You got it.
wherever you are, there are little ones just like you all over the world. Their skin may be different from yours, and their homes may be different from yours. Their schools may be different from yours, and their lands may be different from yours. Their lives may be different from yours, and their words may be different from yours. Inside, their hearts are just like yours. Whoever they are, wherever they are, all over the world. Their smiles are like yours, and they laugh just like you. Their hearts are like yours, and they cry like you too. Whoever they are, wherever they are, all over the world. Little one, when you are older and when you are grown, you may be different. And they may be different wherever you are, wherever they are in this big wide world. But remember this, joys are the same and love is the same.
Mhm.
Smiles are the same and hearts are just the same, wherever they are, wherever you are, wherever we are, all over the world.
So what do you think of that?
Oh, that was gorgeous. When
Gorgeous? Why was it gorgeous?
Because everyone's the same thing, and what matters, what is good when everyone is different. Everyone loves themselves because they're different. That doesn't matter. White guys, tell me, does it matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're different or not.
Because what remains the same?
The same, what matters, the same, like Kobe is a farmer and I'm not a farmer, but we're the same kids. Because I'm 7, he is 7. Is that Kobe?
The same thing, yeah, and the same thing about you, us is your heart.
The
Yes.
same thing is the heart.
And we like the same thing, like Marshmallow, that
Yeah.
DJ guy. Yeah, he's good. He's good at DJ.
We had a great DJ.
Marshmallow, watch
Maddie,
this.
what did you think about that book?
I thought it was really good. I think kids can learn from that book, and that it should be in every store that you
Every store that you go to. What did you get from the book, Malia?
That everyone is the same.
How?
Their feelings might not be the same, but like Parker said, their hearts are the same.
So there is something very much the same about human hearts. They feel, they experience, they love, and it's human. It's a human connection. Sam, anything to add? Anything you thought when you were listening?
I think that book teaches people, like, you might not be the same, but your hearts are.
Right.
And that doesn't mean you can't be, like, friends.
And it's a way to connect, right, Parker? What were you going to say?
Even though I love when everyone talks, and when everyone talks, it's gorgeous when they say nice things because I was gonna say peace and love. This what my shirt means, peace and love.
Hold up your shirt because you made this shirt specially for this
Yeah.
week. So your peace and love are the two things that speak to your heart.
Yes,
Wow.
the whole country.
And not just your own heart, but to the whole country. What do you mean by that?
All of the people in every country, like in Mexico, and every single one, Russia, China, the Egypt, every single one in Earth.
Yes, every country on earth needs to work towards peace and love. Look, I want to show you something that the kids in the Reggio room made. They said this is the spark heart.
Wow!
Now look, it's a heart that is woven. So what happens is there's one little there, it connects to the other. And then it might connect to another. And the heart creates a weave, which is basically saying, what, Kobe?
It's saying,
If these are all the little children of Spark and the yarn connects from one to the other, what do you think it's saying?
We love our community.
This is a community
Or
of connection. What else?
Wait, what about the butterfly? The butterfly's on the heart. Oh, I know what it means. It
Wait,
means,
hold on. What do you think the butterfly means?
It means all peace, all love, everything what is so kind to you and your friends.
ooh, I know it.
That's awesome. Yes.
All the and because it's a heart, it's because all of our hearts connect.
All our hearts connect. It's our greatest way of
Kobe.
connection. Now, I'm also curious about the butterfly.
Oh yeah.
What is a butterfly doing inside this heart? Maddie, what do you think?
It might represent a dragonfly.
Maybe. What else?
It might be our school dragonfly.
Maybe. What else? Any ideas?
Centerpiece.
Centerpiece?
Oh gee.
My feeling is from here, like Parker was talking about the world, if we can one day take all we've learned
Who's that?
about love and fly it into the world like a butterfly, right? Take it beyond here. What do you
And-
think?
Why are those signs right there?
Oh, those are part of the other shows they do at this studio. Our sign is right behind us. So,
Oh.
Kobe, you represent Love the Earth.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell us? Your farm, listen to the name of Kobe's farm. It's called Restoration. Do you know anybody know what restoration
Let me
means?
see. I want to see one. Oh.
Do you know what that word means?
No.
So, restoration sort of means like a returning.
Ooh.
So, a return to good farming, a return to the earth, because we got really far away from taking good care of the earth for a while, right?
Oh, there's a map on it. Is
So,
that
how
yours?
does your family love the earth?
They love the earth because they plant food and they respect. And sometimes I see my dad anytime he walks around and anytime he sees any garbage, he picks it up.
He does. So, he's showing you by example he doesn't want the earth. What have you learned about growing from being a farmer?
Growing it doesn't only grow the foods, it also grows the people.
Wait, did you just hear this? Come on, Maddie, you got to sit up and listen to this. He just said, farming doesn't just grow the
It
food,
makes the
it
earth.
grows the people. How does it grow
Because-
the people?
Because, like this, I'm eating an apple, and it's from the ground, from Kobe's farm. And I ate it, and I got stronger and faster because that apple is fruit. Fruit from the ground, because fruit is important to you. You get stronger, you get faster, you get feel like you get with a co-op or
Well,
with a big.
Parker, you're really on track with this, because if you just eat an apple without remembering that this comes from the earth, We've got to thank this earth for providing this food.
To give it something, what?
And there's
Yeah.
actually a celebration about it called Earth Day.
And Earth Day should
Yeah.
be every day.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah,
Earth Day every day. Earth Day every day. Earth Day every day.
Earth Day is
So, let's find out from Kobe what he thinks. So how does growing not just grow food but grow people?
Because food that's organic and from the ground is healthier and makes you grow a good diet.
And I also think knowing about your farm, because we've had the pleasure of going on trips to your farm, it also is kind of growing, Restoration Farm is growing a community of people who come to the farm, who help with the land, who celebrate the earth. So people are gathering together with the same kind of heart, a heart that loves earth, and your growing community. The other thing is, you know, because you know this firsthand,
Yeah.
when something is planted, does it just grow like that? Poof?
No.
We need to take care of it.
How? And how long does
You
it
need to
take?
give it water.
Yes, that's right. That's
You need to
actually
give it sun.
Mhm.
yes.
You need to give it soil.
Yes.
Mhm.
You got 3 things. Good.
And you need to give it in love.
And love. And how long does it take?
Takes maybe 6 days.
It takes
know.
time, right? So nothing grows quickly.
Mhm.
It grows with care and attention, but eventually it grows. And when it grows, is it just like the best feeling ever?
Yes.
To
Yes.
see, I love it, to see the fruits and the vegetables in the land.
One
Park-
day we have to pick it, of course.
Yes, and then we come to pick it. Parker.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna say, I love when, and this too. I have a thing to say too.
I want to hear it.
I love Spark. It's gorgeous when everyone comes there. I like the teachers when they teach. I love when the principals do good stuff.
Really?
Yes, I love when everyone does good stuff, not bad stuff alone.
You have a lot of school spirit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Parker, we think that your school spirit is amazing. And one of the things I know about you, Parker, is that you're a kid, right? Sometimes you might make a mistake. And if you make a mistake at school, it hurts your heart so much, right?
Yeah.
I remember that day in gym class, you were so sad.
Don't talk about Greece, please. Don't. You did make me blush.
Those
You're making
bad
me blush.
feelings.
I'm making you blush, she said, because
Just stop it.
you're allowed to make a mistake. That's how your heart
please
grows.
don't.
We're not robots. We
We're-
make
what?
mistakes.
We make mistakes.
No,
but
don't talk about it. Now you're going to
If
make me
we're
cry
robots,
again.
then
I won't. The point I'm making is that what I was struck by, you made a teeny little mistake, right? You were
Yeah.
fooling around. You had to get corrected.
Yeah, I was trying to relax, but then Khalil, he was doing crazy stuff, and I couldn't sleep for a bunch of hours.
His eyeballs were gonna fall
I know.
off.
So when you were corrected, the tears came and the I'm sorry came because you don't like to make a mistake, but you can. And it really touches my heart, Parker, to see how much you care.
Yes, and
It does.
also that one thing.
What?
Is Spock what is the? I don't know if the teachers are watching this and the class. So kids, when you're watching, you always make a mistake and you cry and you cry and cry, but you say sorry and then you be happy again. That's what you need.
Get it
Well,
a lesson.
It's true.
Well, what Parker is talking about is building what I am going to call the warrior heart. Do you know what a warrior is?
Yes, like this one.
Ah! Now, a warrior, to infinity and beyond. The warrior heart builds strength by being able to say I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's the piece.
And-
that's the spirit in your heart. You
Right.
say sorry, the other one says sorry, and then everything goes back to happy. And also, you tell a joke like this. This is a good one, guys. Why did
Come closer.
the
so we-
fourth graders went to school?
Why did the 4th graders go to school?
Because there were 4 big boys, 4th grade, because no one else enjoys 4th
I have
grade.
another
There's
joke.
only 4 people.
Hold
Get
on.
it?
Can I finish my Warrior Heart thing? So Warrior Heart is about being able to say you're sorry, but it's also about being able to accept someone else saying they're sorry to you. So it
Yes.
is about being
That's
able
for
to
peace.
forgive. That brings peace. All right, let's hear from Maddie. What are you going to hear to talk to us about from the week?
So, Wednesday we all brought in toys for the children that are in the hospital sick and don't get to have fun on Valentine's Day. So I don't know who brought this in, but thank you for bringing all these toys in.
And we filled up like 2 giant boxes. The community was so generous. And the other thing that, Maddie, you also represent the 5th grade entrepreneurs. Tell us about what you guys did for Valentine's Day.
We made candy grams.
Candy grams you sold. That
I
was a
love
big
them.
success.
Even though Hayden gave me a card, and there were like on Thursday that I saw Paul, and I was like, what?
Yes,
What
there
is
was a
this?
special lollipop, a
It's
rose, and a
hilarious.
message. Yes, Kobe.
Want to see it? Know something so sweet? Michaela gave a candy gram to every single person in the class.
That is major.
What? Oh,
No one to be left out. Now, Sam, you're here because part of Love the School is we're trying to make like an inspiration wall that has pictures that you guys made and also your words about what the school is all about. And you wrote such a beautiful inspiration. I thought you might want to read that.
when I read this.
Let's listen to what she says.
In the school, people listen. It is so good to listen. I love all the teachers. The school is so nice. Where would I be without it?
Now, what Samantha's talking about is listening.
I love it, Kobe. Do you?
That people listen in this school. Why is listening so important, Sam?
Because if you don't listen, you don't know what to do. If somebody's hurt, you don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and also my feeling is one of the ways that I really show love to people is that I really listen to them. It's so important for me to not think that I have all the answers, but that I could really listen to you guys and understand. The other thing that so many of the kids wrote here, and I want to get your opinion on this, is that at Spark, let me see if I can find one. At Spark, we get to express our ideas. That we got a lot of, but
and
also
everyone loves the ideas. When
I like the fact that Spark Elementary lets us be ourselves. What does that mean?
I know.
How do we let you be yourself? Aren't you always yourself, Malia?
That we make mistakes.
And that's who we
The
are.
teachers don't be mean to you and be like, oh, you made a mistake. It's a horrible mistake.
No,
People
never.
always make that mistake. You're the
Mm-mm.
worst person. They
Never!
don't say that.
They get fired. Yes, what does it mean to be yourself?
It means that you can tell your feelings and tell you how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can tell me your feelings and I won't say, don't feel that way, Kobe. I'd say, oh, wait a second. Tell me more about what's going on for you. So one of the ways is to tell our feelings. One of the ways is to make mistakes. How else do you get to be yourself?
I know.
Yes.
Like this. I'll give you an example. Oh man, I made a mistake. No, you made a mistake, and that's alright. Just fix it, and then boom, you're done, and you can have faith.
Let me ask you this, Parker.
I have different hair because I never cut it. That's for sure.
Of course,
Oh.
the hair.
The hair never cuts it. But
Yeah.
you're also kind of really funny. Would you think you're funny?
Yeah, like this. Not.
Yeah, there he goes with another joke. We
Please,
love
Leanne.
that you're funny. That's you.
I'm
We
a
want
funny-
you to
not
be
that
that
way.
way.
She was like-
Yes, Colby, you're raising your hand. How are you different than other people?
How am I different? It's because I'm the only one with a mom that works on a farm.
True.
And I'm the only one that,
In the entire universe.
that has orange hair.
Yes, definitely.
Garrett used to last year.
And how are you different? What makes you just you?
How we think differently.
We all think differently. How about you, for Samantha? Ways we're different.
We like different things.
We like different things. Maddie,
I don't know.
not sure. I think, Maddie, you're as exhausted as me and Miss Mendez are
Yes.
from this week because you were part of the 5th grade
Be
committee
enthusiastic.
running all of this. For sure. It was a lot.
Who's next?
One of the other things that I love that you guys made this week were these hearts.
Miss Al did it.
And it's all about what each of your hearts gives. So this one says, my heart gives joy. This one says, my heart gives laughter. This one says, my heart gives love. And as you wore them, right, the idea is, if one of us needs something, Sam, I remember yours says, my heart gives courage. So let's say I was needing a little courage. I was scared to do something. Maybe I had to make a phone call that I was scared to make. I would go to Sam and I'd say, Sam, I need a little courage. And
Like an
she would
unknown
say
phone
to me, what? I don't want to make this phone call, Sam. What should I do? And her heart might say, try. You got this. What's the worst that can happen?
Flexible Marion. I have another
What
one.
one?
We are different by learning skills.
Different learning styles,
Some
right?
people have trouble learning and some people are really good at it.
Exactly. There is a place for everybody's learning style. Parker, you've got something you want to say, and then we're going to bring our next group out. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
One thing. Why? You forgot me. This
What?
ain't my shirt.
I thought you talked about your shirt. All right,
No,
I'm
I
going to
didn't.
hold up this
That was the
shirt.
first thing that you did.
No, I
Heart,
didn't.
and
I
on
was
the
impressed.
back, an upside down peace sign. Our right side up, we have to stand on our heads to make peace in this world. Why?
Because
Why do we have to stand on our heads?
Directions.
Oh,
Or, like, I am peace and good. Are good and you and love. Bind them together. And I call them love peace.
Why don't you just stand
When I
on
bind
your-
them together, like this, I'll put love peace in me right now.
love and peace.
Love and peace.
Love and peace.
I have a symbol that actually shows
Shows
it for
us.
Valentine's Day.
Show us.
It's
What is
Cupid with the arrow. We forgot about him this
boy, the
Who?
arrow.
year. Cupid.
When
We forgot about
did
him.
anybody ever have their heart shot? That means it could be you fell in love. It hurts to fall in love.
No.
Or it could be that somebody hurt your
Oh,
feelings,
yeah.
right? That's a little arrow to your heart.
Yep.
Definitely
Lot of
love sometimes
Dab
hurts.
about it.
It does. It hurts. It's part of growing the heart muscle. If we survive the hurts, we get stronger.
And also,
Definitely. All right, listen, my loves. You have been an amazing community this week. A mecca of love, compassion. Off you go, and we're going to bring out, we're going to bring Mendez
peace
back.
and love.
Next.
Bye, people that are watching the show.
Goodbye. Goodbye. 1 second. Bye.
All
See you
right.
next year.
Oh, these guys.
Bye, Principal Mary.
Oh, my Samantha. Goodbye, lovely lady. Hold on, Anna. Let's see what Miss Mendez has to tell me.
Yay.
Okay, girls. Oh, girls, you're coming in? Come on in.
No.
Is Samantha and Malia coming in back?
No,
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Samantha and Malia, we have the third grade girls coming in.
Can I sit here?
You can if you want. Malia right here.
Yeah,
Miss Mendez will help you. Okay, so I'm seeing I've got all the third grade girls. I want to show my love sign. This is love. I think love has 3 parts. Most people say that love is, there's 2 feelings, love and fear. I say fear is part of love. The outer circle is love, all the feelings we have, our values, our inspiration, our actions. And then if you love, you're also going to have fears and worries because you don't want to lose things that you love, right? And then in the center is faith. That's a belief that things are going to be okay, give us hope to carry on. And so the 3 parts, if you have love plus fear plus faith, eventually it'll equal peace. And fear isn't always bad. It really isn't.
Time, though.
So it's
Yes.
like, those are my 3 statements. I have love for, I have fear for, and I have faith in. So when I think,
And also love the earth.
yeah, so if it is, I have a love for children and educating them.
Oh,
Yes?
yeah.
But I have fear that the way technology is advancing, that in the future, you are going to be competing with robots, and a lot of your human qualities are going to be taken away. I'm afraid of that. So that helps me to build a school that's going to prepare you for that future. And I have faith that as a community, we're going to be able to keep all the things that
Please
make
don't
human
say
beings
our
wonderful.
world is gonna turn into the
Robot.
world like all robot and electronic stuff. Cause there's this movie on Netflix. Me and Anna watched once, and the whole world's made out of electricity and robots and electronics.
Well,
even
and-
toothbrushes.
But that is what we're talking about today, because we're saying what makes us so human is our hearts and the language of our hearts, right? The way that we feel love and the way that we suffer with love, because love isn't easy. It hurts sometimes.
Yes.
Anyway, I have them here today. What brings these third grade girls to the table?
They said they had a personal question. They didn't tell me what it was.
Oh, I'm scared.
That personal question is that you have no love, just joking.
Wait, what's the personal question?
Where did Dr. Lee go? Your husband that wanted to explore the world.
Oh my God.
And where is he? We miss him so much.
If you're watching this, Dr. Lee, we love you. Come back.
Oh my God.
How could
If you're living in South Africa or the United States of America, we just need you back, okay? What the heck?
We love your social studies so much.
I love box sports.
Yeah, me too. I love boxes.
Papa Jake does them.
And forts.
Okay. I knew the day would come when this question would be asked. Tears. I know. So, you know that Dr. Lee
And you.
and me
Please
and
don't.
Miss Rosalie,
Yes.
we started a school 8 years ago.
That was actually not for the
Oh
kids.
yeah,
It's
Miss
called
Rosalie's
Kids
always
Team
been an
Montessori.
owner of the school.
It used to be called Kiddisty Montessori. We changed the name.
Sam,
We
I'm going
changed
to
a
pull you
lot.
in so we can see you.
And
And just
I
try to be a
really
little
like
still.
Why did we change the
Kids Team
name?
Montessori.
Okay, it has to do with Dr. Lee leaving.
And also that makes sense. You
So
like
listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. You think you can hear it?
Yeah.
You
And
want to
I
know it?
think I have a hit, like something in my mind thinking why the name got changed.
A school could always take this in.
And I'm going to ask you why you think the name got changed. What
Oh, I
you're,
know
why do you think?
Because Kid Esteem is about feelings, and he likes working about feelings. And
Dr. Lee,
working
yes, was
with
all
you
about feelings.
and just like understanding what kids feel like so they actually can understand more. Because my old school, they just treated like the kids, they're just like, what happened, and then they disciplined you.
Yeah,
This school doesn't discipline.
you're
They
right.
just like say, what's wrong? Oh, tell me more.
So, Emmy, you're on the right track because Dr. Lee dedicated his whole life to teaching children
He was
about
sacrificing
feelings,
For
right?
8 years.
And his whole career. So, Dr. Lee and I were married for 25 years,
Excuse me.
right?
Yes, and also like I've been at the school for a long time, and mostly he was always there for.
Every day, every
But-
day.
But at this year he disappeared, and I got worried.
Okay, and I want to tell you the truth because you're asking. And I made myself the promise
Well, he
that
wasn't
I would
even-
explain to you when the question came up, and I would try to be as truthful as possible. So, yes,
Wait,
Dr. Lee.
Before you do, is it gonna be really sad?
No, it's not really
but
sad.
Also, he
It's
wasn't
gonna be
even
okay.
Here yesterday.
It's
he wasn't
okay.
even here last year.
Right. Last year he was here, but he was in and out. So what happened was Dr. Lee and I were married for 25 years. We have 4 children together. We created Kid Esteem. We created Kid Esteem Montessori. He dedicated his life to teaching children about their feelings and giving them the power to speak up for their feelings. About 2 years ago, he started to feel like, I am tired of living this hard life on Long Island. It's a very hard way to make money. I want to go to nature. He's a big nature guy. I want a simpler life. I want to be able to explore other things.
He's using the power word.
He did all his I statements. He said them. And I said to him, we have a community here that we've made a promise to. Let's give it a little bit longer. Let's work here, keep working with these children. And something inside of him just said, nope, it's got to be now or never.
Yeah.
Now, this was a hard thing for Principal Marianne to hear.
Were you crying?
I cried so much because I couldn't change his mind. And I realized that the heart, when someone's mind is made up about something, it is very, very, very hard to change the mind. And I tried to work with his heart, but his heart had a big roadblock in front of it, said, nope, I can't hear you. I can't. I've got to do this. I need to do this. Now, a lot of people ask me if that broke my heart.
And I bet it did. Losing your husband's so hard.
It hurt my heart, but it did not break my heart.
And
It gave my heart the workout of a lifetime. It put me through like boot camp training because what I had to do was get through all my scary feelings. Like, wait, I can't. This is my family. How am I going to run a business by myself?
Whoa.
I can't do this.
You're
You're
not-
my best friend. How are you leaving me? I've been such a good wife. All of that. And then I had to forgive him
Well, you
and
weren't,
let it
you
go.
weren't just being afraid of yourself in the school. You're also being afraid of your kids. Like, what would they think? Would they be like hysterical? Would they be like, "Where's Dad? Where's
Even
Dad?"
though my kids were grown up, they still were like, our family is everything. This is really, really hard.
Yeah.
So my heart did a lot of work to get through all the feelings and the fear and the grief of what I was losing and to come to forgive him. Now, why isn't he in the school? Because yes, he is moving on. But part of when he was leaving, I felt like, you know what, Dr. Lee? I don't like this feeling of the way that you're not treating me with the respect I deserve. Because I know I was a really good business partner. And so I had to say to him, if you want to move into another life, then you have to leave here. Now, he felt very sad to leave the children because his social studies program was what? It's amazing, right?
But now, it's so much fun. I love boxes.
So much fun. Now, he
now
did teach Miss Mendez how to do it. And coming next year, Miss Mendez is going to try to do it for us again. This year was too much change.
Yeah, she needs to get more people at sports.
Right. So she's got a lot of other work to help me out with.
Also, Dr. Lee also owns like a feeling program.
Yes, Kid Esteem. He still has Kid Esteem, but Dr. Lee is also building a house in Vermont where he's going to get to be very close to the woods and live closer to nature.
Right, Jaguar.
And now that it's a couple of years later, it doesn't hurt so much anymore. And I feel like, why did we change the name to Spark, right?
And
So that was the other question you asked me, because so many times when parents come to my school, they say to me, I don't want my child to lose their spark for learning, or I'm afraid my child has lost their spark. So that told me that inside of all of us is this little light. And I think the little light is in our heart. It's our little spark of light. And when Dr. Lee left, it felt like, oh my gosh, my spark is going to completely go out, my
but it
light.
didn't,
And why do you think it didn't, Malia?
Because we have other things in our life. We can't just stay focused on one thing. We have to move on.
They
Oh my
focused
God.
on kindness, the earth.
And I
And
had,
people don't
And you have tons of other people to hang out with and dreams.
And also,
I have all you beautiful children, right?
people
You guys are amazing.
remember
that-
about the earth.
Remember,
And I
People
felt,
don't care about the earth. They just care about making money. But earth is more important to us. Then if we don't take care of the earth, I'm spreading this word. I only spread it to Principal Mary Ann, and that will be kind of weird because the word did not come up with her. It came up with me, and I spread the words to her.
it's part of
And it's
your spark,
and also-
Anna, is
and
loving
also-
the earth.
and also
Yes.
Spark send
And also-
messages.
and
Spark, wait,
also-
Malia just said
wait.
sparks send messages.
And also, like the earth, people need to take care of it. If we keep making it more sick, it will get more sick and icky, and we won't be able to live on this earth. And that'll be really, and then we won't be able to live, and robots will take over.
Mars.
Robots
have
will
to
take
live on
over and
Mars.
breed
Come here.
people.
Gotcha. Anna's
No one wants to live
just
on Mars.
her spark just had to give a message. Malia said sparks in your heart want to speak out.
And no one wants to live on Mars.
No.
It's too
So
close to the sun.
so truly all of you kind of kept my light alive. I came to work every day. I was not walking through the halls crying, right?
Oh, that would be not true. You
And
mostly
That would be not pretty.
You mostly do.
Probably you're trying to say that would not be pretty.
Wait, Anna just gave away my
she's
secret.
like,
What do I mostly do through the halls, Anna?
Do opera. That's
Opera.
what you do.
I love. So exciting. That's how excited I get
But
by
also,
you.
remember, buddy, when you said spark? Things can get in the way with kids by doing, like, not learning. That's why I came here, because I couldn't learn that much in Countrywood.
Something about it dimmed your spark of learning.
Excuse me.
But
Now, wait. We don't have too much more time, and I
Oh,
do
okay.
want to talk about something that the third grade girls are doing.
Not the buddy.
Okay, does that feel like it was good? I answered your question about Dr.
I still
Lee.
had something to
Honest?
say.
Good? Wait, no, hold on. So, I don't know if any of you remember out there, but way back when we first started, we had 3 of the third grade girls on, Anna, Emmy, and Amelia. Amelia's out sick today, or she would be here.
yes, she became
So-
sick then.
Yeah, her belly.
Third grade girls usually have trouble with friendships. You're starting to really deal with dynamics of
Yes.
friendship. And-
especially with the power dialogue and China.
We'll talk about power dialogue another time.
The dragonflies
But-
go crazy in ourselves.
So these third grade girls,
We're
we
driving
never
crazy.
resolved it on the show. They continue to have problems, so we took a step in radical love.
What?
We brought to the whole community the problem that the third grade girls were having. And we said, community, we need all of your support. We brought it right to the assembly, right? Third grade girls are having trouble. And then what we developed was
The buddy system, yes, I was trying to stay
the buddy system, where every day someone was partnered with someone else and they had to find out what that person offered them, how it helped in their friendship. And in the buddy system, what have you guys been learning? Sam, what could you tell us? You've been quiet up until now.
We've been learning how to deal with new people.
Letting them into your heart, giving them a chance. Have you had any surprises of people that you thought, oh, this is someone I didn't think I could be friends with, but now I am?
Not really.
Not
since
yet.
I've been friends with Molly and Ben most of the time, and they're mostly my friends. And I was with Anna and Emmy one day, and at lunch we were talking about how to include everybody in.
That's awesome.
Changed your life.
Well, this is the thing that I thought was so powerful. There was a day where I think it was Anna and Amelia were playing together. It was recess, and Emmy got really scared. This is the truth. No, don't be embarrassed. It is so beautiful. So she got scared, and instead of getting mad, she said it. She was vulnerable. She was like, I am so scared that when you two play together, you're not going to want to play with me anymore. You remember that? And you actually started crying. By Emmy being that vulnerable, it helped Anna and Amelia to say, we get the same fear.
What does non-vulnerable?
Vulnerable means it shows the feeling in your heart that you're afraid to show. The tears come. And so then Anna, you said, I feel the same way. I'm afraid if you two play, I'm going to lose you.
Because I'm a very sensitive person. One time I told Miss Jen or my mom, and then they were like, or my mom, we had to work on that.
And this, we developed the rainbow log.
And it's a pain only because I get to miss my spark time.
Well, it's a reflection on what we learned from our buddies. And it's important to reflect. And it tells us what was frustrating, what was hard, and then it helps us to work through some of these fear-based conflicts.
Develop our hearts.
Thank you, Malia. Again, if you're going to develop your heart, you got to do the hard work. No one said, I'm telling you, to have a warrior heart, it takes work.
And
You
a
have to
dragonfly, too.
understand things. Yes. Okay, ladies, we've got it close up. Thank you so much for coming.
Close up the door.
Thank you for asking a hard question.
Oh, wait, can I have the
And now time for the think tank. Miss Lori.
Everybody's going off?
Yes, all off except me and Miss Lori. We closed the show. Oh my God, Miss Lori, was I put on the spot, huh?
You had 2 years to sort through your feelings, and I just got the 5-minute rundown, so I'm waiting, crying, because I didn't have 2 years to process.
Well, and it's interesting because Dr. Lee, I haven't spoken to the kids collectively about why he's not there anymore, and he was very beloved. So, and I did make myself the promise because I thought I'll never be
brave.
ready to tell them, but the promise I made was, if the question is asked, then I have to answer, honestly.
Which
So
is
it goes.
the labor of love. Is
The work
also
of love.
the cleanup, the picking up of pieces.
Yes, right. right? Because
Oh my gosh. I
like
can't-
even this, I'm looking at this, like the tangles of
Yes.
love in the weave, in connection with people, the knots that we make, and how things get tangled up, and how do we untangle them.
With love, I'm horrified for you. You were brave. You are a warrior, though. So
Well,
you're good. That
I-
does not mean it's comfortable. It just means you can do it, right?
So you know what? I'm going to actually read something. I very rarely do this because you and I talk about warrior heart a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually say that's where our love languages match.
Yes. Yes.
So in Sacred Weave, I wrote about the warrior heart, and this came to me when actually raising my young kids. And I think it does speak to even where every single rule comes from at Spark. My heart starts to beat with force and fury in response to an act of disrespect. The drumming of my heart calls me to the center of the circle, at the base of my soul, and I want desperately to wound with weapons of destruction. But I honor the ancient way of the warrior heart. I take my grounded pose. I align my powers of mind, body, and soul. I activate the lightning in my eyes. I breathe in deeply, and then I thunder down the crashing word, stop. There is little tolerance for disrespect in my house. When my children cross the line, they know it, and the consequences are written in stone. Sometimes my husband and I disagree where the line is drawn. His stop tends to come much quicker than mine, but we are of the same warrior clan, and we do consider it our sacred mission to teach our children to honor their people, their objects, their world, their being. We can't let them make a mockery of our way. So, when they test the limits, I invoke my warrior. I raise my voice with force and fury. The tone of my words stops their fall, and the cords of my heart pull them back from the edge. I was initiated into the way of the warrior heart when my oldest daughter was about 3 years old. I don't remember the details of our encounter. I know I was angry with her for treating her younger sister meanly. I put a stop to her behavior, and I also gave her a consequence of some kind. She was very upset that I wouldn't give her another chance. She was crying and screaming, and she was really mad at me. I stood by my decision. My warrior was in place. I sat down and offered her my lap. She climbed up crying. She cuddled close to me as she defiantly whimpered, "You're the meanest mommy in the world. I don't like you anymore. You're so mean." I rocked her as I said, "I know it's really hard to learn a new way. The lesson taught with might and mercy. For me, this is a great remembrance." The way of the warrior heart.
Teary-eyed.
And so,
The way you raise warriors too.
right, which I think is what we're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm. They have to be. There's not a choice.
Because the heart in and of itself has a knowing of its own.
Yes.
It's not just feeling.
And the kids are going to become, you were talking about technology competing with robots, and there's this general from the kids as you're
Yes.
saying that. That's if you have to choose between making them strong and making them when they hit 18 because that shock is inevitable. But do we do it today and then tell them, right, so this is what we're working on, so calm down, there's time.
Yes.
Or do we wait and just not introduce it to them because we want to preserve some unknown that's not even definable, right?
Right.
And so we think we're sparing them the fear for what? For today? It is inevitable.
Well, and that's where I go back to. A lot of teaching is there's love and fear. And I say fear goes together. Like fear goes with love. So I love, like if you were to answer those 3 statements, I love, I fear, I have faith. Where love, fear, and faith can come together into a weave.
I have to think about that more because I think of like, we're raised by warrior moms in
Yes.
in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
We're raised by 60s and 70s warrior moms,
Mm-hmm.
which is, what do you mean you're afraid? You don't have faith?
Right. That's
So
that is what needs to come back
my
in.
pause is not with what you're saying. My pause is our intellect a lot of times and our heart is habitual. It's what we've repeated.
Mm-hmm.
Especially people like me that are prone to perseveration.
Yes.
How many times it's like, fear means lack of faith, fear means lack of faith, fear means lack of faith. And that's the drum of the heart instead of faith means seeing the world as it is. Sanity is tied in with intellect. Okay, I'm going to try to balance this, okay? Rewind with me for a moment.
Mhm.
Parker made his peace sign upside down. And
Yes.
you are saying, and hopefully people watching will get used to how I talk. You put up with it.
I love it.
They're
It's
not
so,
required
so
to. Got it.
fabulous.
Parker has his peace sign upside down, and you're like, we're on our head. We have to be on our head to see peace. Why do we have to be on our head to see peace? I say that makes perfect sense because the world is on its head right now.
Yes, it is upside
Okay.
down.
So
I
this is my,
agree.
now we're following my little balancing act. So
Yes.
now go back to what we're saying. What we repeat is what we are told by who we call authorities,
Yes.
our moms.
Mhm.
And this is what we choose to watch on TV, what we choose to hear, what news we believe or
Yes.
don't, or dismiss or don't. Anyways, but what's repeated. And then we're left with choosing. So when you're saying, where do these 3 overlap? There's this responsibility as a new community and as warriors that are kind of finding a new way for all types of people to love.
Yes.
To be very clear that the heart, there's your heart, and then there's feelings, and then there's also the will and the intellect of the heart, which is the part that, of course, I'm going to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a responsibility to be sane, let's say. And sanity is very, very plainly and honestly seeing the world as it is. Not seeing it as it's portrayed, not seeing it as the majority see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's seeing it and the universe as it truly, truly is.
And it is not an easy process to get to that.
And if that's scary, so be it. So I can see it, but it also means overcoming sometimes what feels like our biology, overcoming what are any fears that our parents instilled in us. God bless them. We're very faithful to our parents, and that's part of how we love. So
Right.
we give a lot of credence to what they've said, but having the intellect to know the difference and to rise above feelings if we need to. No offense, Dr. Lee.
Right.
Great respect for them, but from where I'm coming from, to rise above feelings, to rise above kind of, if you feel like wounded, embarrassment. I heard the kids so many times today.
Don't
say that so
right,
embarrassing.
Parker, Emmett,
You,
right?
you bet it is. Now, this is growing up. A lot of times is being embarrassed. Plain
we
and simple.
totally have to rise past that.
And rising above, if the true nature of the universe and the world as it is, which is sanity, seeing it exactly as it is, and if that demands in our heart, this truth actually demands even rising above what we have been brainwashed, not at this school, but having been to other schools and other horrifying experiences, which hopefully we can talk about later. If it means rising above that so-called even biology as we understand it or misunderstand it, that too. And that's the hardest because that feels impossible. But that's why you have a spark, because it seems to go against nature to rise above your biology unless you're made brand new.
Well,
And not just, we're not changing ourselves, we're making ourselves new. And that's
that
how
is
it
something
happens.
that, again, is a possibility of, can we see this anew? Like, can we see something anew? And what you're talking about is the slight shift in perception, to be able to see something as it is, to have a balanced distance from whatever it is we're looking
And
at,
the courage to
and
do
to
that through
really
fear.
look at that, because not to can be dangerous.
It's
That's
the death
the work-
of the heart, not to. It's beyond danger. It's
Right.
death, and that's worse than
But that's also
danger. It's worse than pain. Vulnerability is when you reach death, there's no longer pain. There's no longer growth. There's nothing. That's worse than.
because you have to stay alive to that process, and that is the muscle that we're working. But it also is, to me, the work of miracles, because a miracle is being able to have that courage to see something that you thought was just one way, and then you see it anew, and you see it in this light of a bigger picture that does contain all the sparks of faith and hope and innovation for the future. So yes, I may have a little bit of fear around what the future can look like, what we'll be vulnerable to.
You should.
And that fear then sparks a level of faith in, if humanity is
And
prepared
if fear
for that.
doesn't force you towards inspiration, I don't
Yes,
know what
yes,
does.
yes,
That is
yes, key.
That is the beginning of so much inspiration. That is the beginning of people
That is
seeking
the
truth,
inhale.
seeking God, seeking wisdom.
Oh my gosh,
Fear is the
I
driving
love
force
it.
for so much.
Because if you think about it, when we're scared, what do? We tend to hold our breath. It's the inhale. I do it. It's the inhale. So that fear is the inhale of whatever that fear is. The exhale is the inspiration. That it's actually the opposite, right? So we're pulling in, and that holding on to the inhale needs to inspire what we then exhale into the world.
Which is expression.
Wow.
That is expression.
Right? And that is the intellect of the heart, which is different than the mind. And that was one of the key distinctions in working through my embarrassment and pain around my family.
I'm
is
not even
broken.
ready for it. I don't know how you
How
did.
could how could this be? We solve these problems for people. But once I let go of that embarrassment.
That made it worse just hearing that.
No, once I really
and
let
better.
go of
That's
that.
okay. I'm okay. I have to be.
Truly, what I
Oh my
came
gosh.
to was the heart. The heart cannot battle a mind that has been made up. And that's what you're talking, this made up perseveration around this story.
It's seeing things as they are and not. You could
And
have
I
forced
had-
your way. You know
I
what?
had to step
I don't
back.
know many people. I call you one of the great orators of our time. Repeatedly. take it or leave it. This is my opinion, and I hold a lot of weight.
That is quite a
In
compliment.
my own opinion.
That's quite a compliment.
But I believe with
I'll
time
wait
you
this
could have
one.
talked
I have to
Dr.
warn
Lee. You could have talked Dr. Lee into anything, but that would go against the intellect of the heart and the
Yes.
health of the will,
Mhm.
the health of the intellect, which is sanity, which is seeing things as they are
And having to
and
let
accepting
it
it.
go. Right.
And it's
Oh.
brutal, but it's necessary.
Beautiful. And on that note, to really just like repeat that back, once you see things as they are, then you have to honor the intellect of the heart, which means to take respectful distance
It's the worst.
and allow it
But
to be.
it's also the best.
Yes.
But it's the worst.
It's the worst
feeling.
and the best.
Happy
Whoa,
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's. Remember, love is a work in progress.
It's
like
a
we
verb.
say.
I
It's
heard
a verb.
that.
It's a verb.
I scribbled it down when I heard
Ah.
you say it, so I remember because I forget.
Right? That
I
is
have to
action.
be reminded a lot. You're
Okay.
willing to remind me. That's why it works.
Good. So our fellow warriors out there, might and don't forget the mercy.
That's right.
the way of the heart.
That's
Thank you so much for watching. If you're off next week, enjoy February break, and we will be back in March.
Stretch your heart.
Stretch the heart muscle, the workout
right.
of the heart. Love
Bye
that.
bye.
Take care. Miss Lori.